Oh man, I need some activities for tomorrow, and these PDFs are so weak right now. Oh man, I wish there was something I could do to make these more interactive. Dearest Deshaun, have you tried Edform yet? Edform? What are you talking about? Man, you never heard of Edform before? The platform where you can actually turn those lame PDFs you find online into interactive worksheets? Man, let me show you real quick. All right, so now we're on the back end side of Edform where we can actually take a look at the modules that we can overlay over our static worksheets that you see I have uploaded right now. And the one I actually have uploaded, it has several activities that we're going to do. This first one is going to be multiple choice. And what I can actually do is in taking a plain PDF worksheet, it doesn't have to be PDF, it could be other file format types. We got PDF, you can upload a Word doc, a PowerPoint, JPEG, PNG, GIF. Those are image files, standard Google Doc or a Google Slide, just to show you. And they could come from Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive, just to give you an example of its versatility. But here I'm going to take this standard, flat, non-interactive worksheet PDF and make it interactive. So if I have multiple choice here, if this is something that I have available on PDF, what I want to do is I want to click on the multiple choice module that's already over here, the auto-graded question, from the auto-graded question section, and I want to make this interactive now. So when I have my students use this, they could easily just go ahead and click on whatever bubbles I have assigned. Now, the unfortunate thing right now is that you can't really grab anywhere on the module to move it. You have to come over here to the clickable area, the draggable area. So hopefully that's something that Edform will update later on in the future. But for now, what we're going to do, we're going to work with this amazing feature that it has. So I need to add another answer choice here. So if it was 4 answer choices, it would be 4, which is standard. But for now, it's 3. So I'm going to make the rows, not columns, because traditionally multiple choice is vertical. But so I would be adding a row. If it was, if it was standard by horizontal, then that would be column. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't, but I think you can understand what I'm getting at right now. So what I need to do now is I need to stretch this to fit and overlay properly over the correct answer selections. And it's not going to be perfect, which is fine, but I'm going to make it as close as possible. All right. And hover over that. And then whatever I know the right answer to be, I'm going to click that on that for my students. And we'll just leave it at that. So if I also wanted to delete a module, I can go ahead and I can just delete it. All right. And if I wanted to clone it, I can just clone the same one, bring it down, and put it over and do the same thing. So let's click again. Let's clone one more. So you can kind of see what happens, and we'll make the answer for this answer A. All right, and I believe if we lock it, that prevents us from having to move it. So that way we don't accidentally move it. I accidentally cloned it, but that's okay. We'll just move it down here to number 4. So that way we don't accidentally move our module as we're doing some other things. Because that can actually happen, especially if we're working with too many modules on the screen. We can accidentally move our things now. So if I go to simply preview as a student, what it's going to do, you're going to see this over here in the margin where it's going to indicate to the student to make their selection on the answer choice or whatever it is that the questions that they're answering. So I'm just going to select B. Then we wait. And you don't really have to wait for this to drop down. Really, you could kind of work ahead of it because it's going to take a while to load. So as you can see, I just moved fast and it didn't even move. So I can just click on it. All right. And it'll just go back to whatever it is that I actually need to select it on. All right, so you can kind of ignore this for now. This is just to indicate that this is where you go to actually answer the questions. And then once I actually was ready to turn this in or am ready to turn this in, instead of this saying next slide, it'll say turn in. So let's go back to my editor so I can continue to show you some of the other things that you can actually do with Edform. Now, if that's multiple choice, down here we actually have matching. So in matching, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on matching. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the size of this and hover over the entire question. All right, that's going to be one pair. I need to create a pair to it. All right, I'm not going to choose connect because that would, if I was just creating this separately and I did not connect it with something else, then I would go ahead and click connect. But right now I need to go ahead and match this over to what the correct answer is going to be. So I'm going to hover over this and I'm going to make this into, let me see here, where's the bubble I need? There we go. All right, I'm going to drag this over. All right, and I'm going to hit matching again so I can click and drag. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a pair because now I want to drag this over. And we're going to make this first person, even though that may not be. Because right now I'm just showing you the functionality of these modules. And for this one, it's going to be directly across. So I'm going to go to add a pair again. And we're going to go to second person. All right, perfect. Now, if I was to go back up here and I was to go to preview as a student. So I'm going to just go to the next slide so you can see this. What the student is going to do is they're going to have to click and drag wherever they believe. All right, it's a little line is going to pop up, whichever one they believe is going to be right. All right, and then it's going to go to, by nature, it's going to go ahead and go to the next one that they need to go to in order to answer it. All right, and then once you got all the lines connected, then that's going to disappear because the student has already made their matches as seen fit. So let's go back to editor. So that's how your matching is going to work. So already I've taken two elements, two popular worksheet elements, multiple choice and matching. Now I just breathed life into them. I just gave them some sort of energy. I made them interactive. So they went from, what is it in the English world? They went from a flat character to a dynamic character. They're a round character right now. They have some life to them, but we've made it non-interactive to become interactive.
In closing, if I had to rate the Edform platform as a whole, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. Now, it doesn't get a perfect rating due to some functional flaws that I mentioned earlier. Now, not being able to move the entire module by clicking anywhere and holding it reduces the workflow speed. And it may seem like a small thing, but it could be a nuisance over time. Also, adding modules may feel a bit awkward when first placing them on your slide. So for example, the multiple choice module may be confusing upon first use, and if you don't have any tutorials first explaining how to utilize these things, it could be a bit overwhelming upon first time. Now, I spent time experimenting with these features to make sure I understood how they could be used in order to maximize instructional advantages. Now, this is where Edform wins all of its other 4.5 points, and that is the convenience factor. When you do learn how to quickly utilize everything that EdTech software has to offer, I found curating pre-made PDF worksheets into live activities made assignment creation a breeze. Now, if you're that teacher pressed for time and need something last minute, you can either upload a static image or a PDF and make it easily into a quick assignment that auto grades itself, or just simply search out what's in Edform's repository of teacher-made assignments and modify one of those. Sometimes we don't have time to create these elaborate, well-designed slide decks from scratch via, say, a Nearpod or Microsoft PowerPoint. And for those times that you say to yourself, man, I wish I could just make this worksheet more interactive online, Edform is that solution. Oh man, trust me. I can't tell you how many times I searched Google for online interactive worksheets and been given different websites where I have to pay several subscriptions for these fragmented elements, such as a drag and drop activity here and then like some match the pairs there. It's ridiculous. Edform has everything all in one place, and personally, I couldn't be happier. If you like what Edform has to offer and everything that I showed you in this video, then I have a link for you in the pinned comment section below, and you can check out more for yourself of what Edform has to offer, and maybe even try the whole pro trial for yourself. After that, I'll just see you guys in the next video.